Hey, Frosty. Okay, so real quick. Regen. Regen can now crit. Effects that grant crit should now affect items with regen outputs. No more first hour tiny furry creatures. You've always got an opportunity to pick up that toy tool or food. Bazaar can now give you a diamond item and doesn't cost gold. Prize pass. Increase prize pass XP earning rate. Okay, so tripled the passive gain. 5 XP at 4 wins, 5 XP at 7 wins, 5 XP at 10 wins. So a 10 win game now gives. Let's say you 10-0. You get 30 and then 15. You get half a daily for a perfect win. That's kind of a lot. Craziest patch yet far. Really? I think there's like 2 or 3 changes that seem really bad, but eh. Income gold start now starts with 1 less income. So this was overperforming? Huh. Enchanted start can no longer spawn golden. That was back in a big way. Yeah, I saw that. That's gonna get hotfixed, right? That was my initial reaction when I saw the note, when I skimmed them earlier. I'm not really sure how that made it to live. Valpak, a merchant that buys your bronze tier items for additional gold. Huh. Does he sell bronzes? Weird. Holsters gains apparel, ice pick, freezes anything now. Cool. One of the really annoying things about these items that want you to freeze things to scale, but also only froze small items themselves, just like made your comp not really work when you ran into an opponent that didn't have small items. Like, it'd be one thing if you still got the scaling, but just make this a little bit more universally useful. Like, they fixed that with the crab, because crab just freezes anything. Now ice picks the same way. This, as well as the iceberg change, should make it easier to build shatter for weapon scaling on Vanessa. Now ice pick is 10 damage on your whole board every 6 seconds when this activates. It's a little more likely that you're going to find an iceberg when you start shatter before the game is over. Deadly iceberg, kind of crazy. Previously, only Fort had this, right? Nesting Doll is now fast again. Cool. This is big for the Powder Keg builds. I don't know if there's any other Vanessa build that wants to play a 2-second Nesting Doll, but it does trigger Powder Keg faster. Star Chart fixed a bug where Shiny Star Chart provided far more cooldown reduction than it should. Had no idea. Tropical Island is still something you never want to put in play. Zorkid fixed an issue where this was not charging with skill-based burn. Okay, wait, actually, 10 regen is kind of a lot. You're still never playing this, but I will acknowledge that 10 regen is a lot of regen. Especially when Dockline slows 4 things. 40 regen every time Docklines activates. Oh boy. Yeah, we ran into this as well. This makes Zorkid Hotspot actually become a thing. I just love for heated shells too. Billboard redesigned. Cooldown 7 seconds. Shield a bunch. When you shield or heal, give your items plus 1 or 2 value for the fight. This item's cooldown is reduced by 1% for every value it has. Huh. Interesting. I'm not sure what wants this. My initial thought is the easiest way to stack a bunch of value on this is like bushel duct tape starts. But this isn't doing anything for those boards. Like that, if you're playing bushel duct tape, you don't need an item that shields you for 200 or 300. And nothing else on that board is getting anything from the value increase. Huh. Maybe it's like bushel, duct tape, subscraper, billboard. Subscraper scares off of all of your items getting extra shield. Still doesn't sound very good. It's not like it takes much ledgering to get it to 1 second. I guess that's true. Is that good, though? Play it with jewelry and windmill. So the concept just being you play it as a large item with a 1 second cooldown. I don't know, I just feel like by the time that this comes online, the 300 shield isn't that much. It's interesting. It does more than old billboard did, which was nothing. Bushel gains the food type. Cool. Cargo shorts. This is the spooky one. Cooldown 7 seconds. That doesn't matter. None of this matters. This is the types of all items in your stash. So it's a way to give Bob a bunch of types. And your apparel items have minus 5% cooldown for each type this has. This trivially gets like 10 types, right? And it's just a bronze phonograph for your Bob. That was like the point where Bob got strong before it got hotfixed out of the game, was when you get to phonograph it. You think about shorts with Bob, just thought about hat. Yeah, you also get to play hat. So you have damage scaling on your Bob, the Bob itself, and cargo shorts. And it all just works. It's not even a full board, you still have 3 slots. You can still play belt. Yeah, all these items have cooldowns too. It's not like it's like you're making it easy to freeze the Bob either. Like shorts has a cooldown, the Bob itself has a cooldown, the chapeau has a cooldown. You can dupe cargo shorts. Oh my god, it is dupable. Okay, we might be playing some pig. We might be playing some pig before this gets hotfixed. There's no way this doesn't get hotfixed, right? Hatchet. When you buy this, get a spare change and a truffle. Profitable to buy hatchets now? It's a weird buff. Huh. Hogwash. When you heal, gain 50, 100, 150 max health to fight. This is just like a buff to pig as a character. Like now when you pick pig, you just get an extra 2 or 3 gold per game. Because a truffle is plus 2 gold. Hatchet was already break even. Every time you buy a hatchet, you just get 2 gold. You probably buy like 2 or 3 hatchets per game. Enchanted hatchet spawns enchanted truffles. That sounds incorrect. Okay. I don't think it's supposed to work that way. Usually spawn items do not work that way. 4 at silver. Oh yeah, you're getting more value the more your hatchet is upgraded. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know why we're buffing hatchet. Hogwash. When you heal, gain 50, 100, 150 max health. Whoa! This still doesn't let you... Does this let you hogwash late game? That is so much max health. Oh my. So that just turns your heal items into letting you win in Sandstorm. Where before the big downside of playing heal over shield was that you didn't actually get your max health that much higher. So you would still just lose in Sandstorm to someone building up a bunch of shield. But now you're generating so much max HP. It's also a silver item. Wait, how do you beat this at silver? Ugh. It's a property for your bird. Bird gives you 100 max HP. Bushel heals you up a bunch. Bob. Okay, sure. In a post-hotfix world, and you meet a hogwash. Open Sign. Fixed an issue where deadly open sign only gave crit chance to weapons. Signet Ring gains the apparel type. Snow Globe. 1.52. Okay, so we seem to be settling around doing 0.5 increments for freeze. Seems like a good idea. Do the hogwash hotfix? No, I'm expecting cargo shorts to not last very long. Start of each day, get a chocolate bar, spare change, and truffle. Sure. Bomb Squad. Fixed an issue where it wasn't a haste item. Charging Station. Fixed an issue where the damage buff was triggering for opponents' cores as well. Companion Core Deadly. Fixed an issue where friends would not gain crits. A lot of bug fixes here. Why are these in the Dooley section? Shouldn't these just be in the bug fixes section? DJ Robot. Cooldown. 10, 9, 8 seconds from just 10. Haste all your friends for 2 seconds. When you buy this, get 3 nanobots. When you use another friend, charge this 1 second. Okay, there's another change that I saw. Let me bring up how Bazaar. Why didn't that? There we go. Nanobot also became insane. They added this to it, and there's... I think this is more damage. Maybe it's the same amount of damage. It's just Old Friend Core. It's a lot worse than Old Friend Core. Like, it doesn't... It's pretty slow. Old Friend Core was a 6-second cooldown. This caps out at an 8-second cooldown. Honestly, the scary thing about this isn't that it's Companion Core. It's... These are 4-second nanobots. Damage is less a golden diamond. Okay. What was it at silver before? What do we have? Here we go. Oh, so it was the same at silver. Slightly reduced at diamond. Greatly okay. Minus 10 at gold, minus half at diamond. Does a haste on start getting neutered is very frustrating to you? Haste on start getting neutered seems like a reasonable thing to do. It wasn't just Vanessa. It was all of the characters' haste on starts got changed, right? Dooley can't do it anymore either. Yeah. I don't know. There are some items in Dooley's kits, like Monitor Lizard, that really want something like this to exist. I don't think this is fast enough to want to play with Monitor Lizard, but maybe you can play it with Race Carl. Just run Clam. Yeah, Vanessa probably got the least hit. They kept Rigged and Rush is annoying. I mean, they keep it to the monster skills that you see less of. Monster skills are kind of intended to be unique, powerful things that you don't see very often. Thermalance is a tool. Cooldown 5 seconds. Burn 5. When this gains haste, gains burn, sure, whatever. And then the hotfix from last patch made it in. Okay. Big was already strong. Yeah, this is weird to me. This whole set of changes is very weird to me. The Iceberg change and Ice Pick change are interesting. Vanessa is still the character that has the best access to starting haste with holsters. Did Oceanic Rush get changed too? I didn't see that in the notes. Okay, it did. It did. But, like, you still have the easiest access to triggering these things with Clam. But, like, losing Quick Ignition and the Toxins is kind of annoying for Dooley Drill. One of the few ways to get that comp started quick. I wouldn't say that it auto-wins. It's a powerful skill. It gives you a faster start. And, like, Vanessa especially has other ways to mimic it. You just, like, put a Clam on your board, which you already often want to be doing. And that gives you the Quick Ignition or Oceanic Rush. Well, they're hard to get in the sense that you don't see them every game. Where something like Oceanic Rush, you almost always are seeing every game on Vanessa. It just makes the character a bit too consistent. Or makes aspects of the character too consistent. Okay, Artillery Spotter starts at... Wait, I skipped the whole section. Arkan's Rings and Apparel, Candy Mail, Chocolate, and Super Syrup get their cooldown reduced. This is just unbonking them. Dragonheart fixed a bug was charging off of not... Wait, this wasn't already fixed? I didn't put it in one of my games because I thought it got fixed last patch. Whoops. Dragonwing fixed an issue where this was not charging with skill-based burn. Cool. Flamethrower has its own effects. What does that mean? It means we are slightly modifying the tooltip to have the S in parentheses. Which isn't even correct. Okay. Burn equal to... This is the correct diff for Flamethrower. There are changes to this item's implementation. Wait. How do I... But it was rocket launcher. Oh. So... Is it just a tooltip change where they made the grammar on it worse? Yeah, okay. Okay. Nice, nice. Because one time? No, you would still say one times this item's damage. You would never say one time this item's damage. Time 2 times? No, when you're talking about it like this, it would always be 1 times this item's damage. You would say that you're doing it 1 time, but in the context of the sentence, you would always have the S. Dang, it's a verb, right? Where are we? Improvise Bludgeon. When you sell this, your leftmost item gains +1 slow. Okay, what is with this trickle of changes? Hold up. So, last patch we hit the boots. This patch we're hitting Bludgeon. Barricade is still Barricade? What are we doing? I have a prediction for next patch, chat. I think next patch, we're gonna have the same change to Makeshift Barricade. Bludgeon for Thug. Just to make the Thug drops worse? I guess. I guess. The monster has barricades, so probably not. Isn't most of the time you get this from silver, you just like upgrade hammer your bludgeon from Curio? Nanobots. Oh, it's down here. Okay. Yeah, so silver nanobots got a lot better. He's hit so hard in the early game. Like rocket boots to give you 2 seconds of haste, because that was fair. Rocket boots is probably the one that it matters the least on. Usually just plus 1 second from rocket boots gave you full haste uptime anyway. The slow ones, it tends to matter more on just because you're spreading out the slow among so many more items. But like haste tends to haste your entire board, or like just haste specific things. Whether you have 5 seconds of haste or 10 seconds of haste is kind of irrelevant. Or in the context of most boards, whether you have 2 seconds or 3 seconds, tends to be the same thing. Change from 7 to 6 isn't listed. Were they 7 before? Oh, they were. God damn. This thing's got a 3-second cooldown reduction. Zero being playable and nanobots being playable makes you think they should break them up now. Feels like too much for one medium item. I don't know. They kind of do different things. I don't know if you want to put nanobots on your DJ robot board. Like, if you're playing nanobots, you probably are trying to burst the opponent down, and you don't want an 8-second cooldown item. Or I guess in the context of the board, it'd be like a 5-second cooldown item. You want to be speeding up your first activations. I could be wrong. Sapphire freezes, halves the extra freeze to other items. Soul rings and apparel, syrup, and throwable. Whoa! Still unplayable, but cool. Artillery spotter starts at bronze. Okay, this skill was so embarrassing before. It started at silver and gave 5% crit. Now it starts at bronze, and at bronze gives 10%. That's kind of a lot. Can you get this on Pig? You can. Huh. Augmented defenses and augmented weaponry. Now starts at gold tier. Okay, so no more starting augmented weaponry. No more crazy upgraded augmented weaponries either. Reasonable. Wait, improvised weaponry from Dooley. Just delete crit core. So they took it away from Dooley, but they did make it show up in the exclusive Vanessa merchant, right? Oh, nope. Still a Mac item. Or a Mac skill. Never mind. Still just as hard to find on Vanessa. You played a pig run, started gold skill, all through as. What percent of games is that going to be? Pretty low. I don't know. I think of the pig games that I played and clicked gold skill, played probably 10 games, and 1 or 2 of them, they were bad. Combat medic starts at silver. When you heal or gain regen, an item gains crit. Sure. Just more unreliable crit. Whatever. Conflag starts at silver when you use a burn. Making burn scaling easier. That doesn't seem necessary, but alright. Fair enough. I mean, it's nice to have abilities like this start to show up at silver. It does seem like by the time you're getting this on like day 10, day 11, it's not really relevant. Like, you'd rather just have a +9 skill than conflagration most of the time. I don't know how true that is when you start getting it early. It might be better than a... It's definitely better than like a +3 early on. Probably better than a +6, especially since it's buffing the whole board. Getting it earlier means you can factor it in earlier. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Pig can't get this, so it's fine. That's a big difference. Let's make sure. What's it called? Okay, Vanessa, Dooley, no pig. Thank God. I'll make reverse puffer or lighthouse real. Maybe. Never seen the skill. Conflagration? Really? It's pretty common. Creeping chill, freeze duration reduced to 2, 3, 4. Only play pig. Oh, sure, sure. I guess that makes sense. Okay, so we're nerfing... Wait, which one is creeping chill? First time you slow. Oh, right, they started silver now. I knew that. I knew that. I definitely knew that. Also reasonable. These were just kind of auto picks. Coolant leak, first 3, 6, 9 times you rightmost freeze one item for 1 second. Wait, we're nerfing creeping chill but buffing coolant leak? What characters get coolant leak? Okay, you can't get it on Vanessa, so you're not using this to fuel Shatter. Oh. Crit 1 is still 3 seconds on silver. Keep the Vanessa exclusive one the same. It's the hardest one to get triggered at the start of combat, too. For about Old Companion Core? Yeah, it's a slower Old Companion Core. Wait, what? Oh. Well, that's pretty bad then. Nerf? I wouldn't say nerf, but it is a rework. Probably a rework that makes it worse, but it is a completely different skill now. Defense grid. First time you use an item. Ooh. Okay, as long as you're using something before your force field. Is this a buff to defense grid force field, actually? Battery works. Yeah, battery or like your Uzi metronome still triggers it first. It just gives your opponent less time to damage your shield from defense grid before force field goes off. Huh. It's in there for slow builds. Yeah. Better for force field, worse for... I mean, it's rarely going to actually be worse. If you have any healing on your comp, this is probably going to be better as long as your opponent doesn't kill you before you use your first item. Like, it's kind of a buff to first aid in. Now you're more likely to take some damage so that you don't lose your first aid in cooldown. Nice on Pig, too, for the same reason, with all of his heal items. If force field's the first activation, it should work. I thought with the large item shield, it didn't work on the first activation. The reason why the large item shield was good with it is when you're effectively multicasting it with bunker or battery. Yeah, reserve shield doesn't work on the first hit. Where else are we? Frostfire. More duration reduced. Sure. Frozen shot. Your weapon's cooldowns are reduced by 5, 10, 15% while your enemy has a frozen item. How does this work? This is really scuffed, right? It doesn't apply on the current cooldown that you're going down. Unless you're in the bottom 5, 10, 15% of the cooldown when this starts taking effect. Is that correct? I know there's weird stuff with how cooldown reduction or cooldown increases mid-cooldown are applied. I feel like effects like this are just so janky that they shouldn't exist, but maybe that's just me. You freeze for 1 second in the middle of a 4-second cooldown. Do you get any benefit? Yeah, I don't think you do. You're good. I'm trying to understand how cooldown reduction works in this game. Yeah, it can be pretty tough to follow. It can be pretty tough to follow. Cooldown only applies when the item goes off. So, it applies when the item goes off, but also if you can't have a longer time remaining on your cooldown than the item has cooldown. So, like, this, you see this a lot on Atlatl with Pig's Gym, where you'll have, like, 7 seconds till your Atlatl activates, and then Pig activates, or Pig's Gym activates, and it jumps your Atlatl to having 1 second left on its cooldown. But if you're already under 1 second on the Atlatl, nothing will happen. It'll just keep ticking. So I feel like most of the time this is going to do nothing. If I'm understanding how cooldowns work. No, I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I guess with starting freezes, maybe a bit better with that. Alright, so go do anything for CD? No, it would because it is happening at the start. Because again, you can't have longer time remaining on your cooldown than your item's cooldown. So it would snap to the new cooldown. For the same reason like Pig's Gym at Lotto works. Yeah. Recognition core is very good. Hardly working. Starts at silver. First times you slow, charge a regen item. Do they make hardly working worse? What regen items even exist? Monster item? Oh. Oh. Solar Farm. Ritual Dagger. New pig items. Oh, it is also Mac only. Set up for next patch. Set up for next patch. Invigorating Cold. Fixed an issue where it was only targeting leftmost. Huh. That would have made it a lot better. I would have been taking this more if I knew it only targeted the leftmost. 2 seconds of targeted haste are a lot better than 2 seconds of random haste. Lethargy starts at silver. All item cooldowns are increased by 1 to 3 seconds instead of being percent based. Lethargy is nuts now. Is it? I feel like Lethargy, I was gonna say, ends up having the same sort of problem as Fort does, but I guess you're not forced to play Fort with Lethargy, so you can still play Phonograph. Because one of the problems that Fort has is you'll have like an 8-second cooldown. All the cooldowns are increased, but the way cooldown increases and reductions work is you're effectively only getting 70% value on your cooldown increases when the opponent has like a silencer on their board, or 50% value on your cooldown increase when the opponent has a phonograph on their board. So even though you're getting the multi-strike, your opponent's still often just killing you before you get to use any of your cooldowns. But I guess you can play the pig cooldown reduction with Lethargy, even if you don't want to play Fort. You just take 3 of your board spaces like Fort does. Yeah. I mean, the big thing around Fort is that it gives you the multicast, right? Theoretically, that's making up for the 3 spaces that it's taking up. Phonograph at Lottle, cargo shorts Bob. Oh yeah, with cargo shorts too. Yeah, okay. Lethargy cargo shorts, probably pretty nuts. I'm not expecting that to last very long, but we'll see. Neophiliac, charge amount reduced. Are we that worried about Diamond Neophiliac? Like, sure, whatever. Oceanic Rush, first time you use an item, get the haste, no longer at start of combat, so now you've got to play a clam to get this to be start of combat haste. Yeah, I feel like there was way too much power in these start of combat hastes. I kind of like seeing some of that moved around. Getting it to 1 second. The new cargo shorts is how people are getting it to 1 second. Quick ignition starts at silver. Same idea. Reaching the summit. I've never... Oh, it's this one. When you freeze, your items gain crit. Retaliatory toxins. When your enemy uses an item, poison. Okay, wait. What does this let you do? It's great with toxic. Yes. The ordering on it's kind of weird, because you're going to be getting toxic before this, and toxic doesn't do anything without setup, and this is the thing that is the setup. Finding a specific gold tier skill later on is not that easy. Pass related change. XP rates have gone up. Can you get this on Dooley? Can you drill with this? No. Where'd my... Thanks, Firefox. So now this doesn't slow, it charges slow items. Okay. Slow and steady starts at silver. When you slow, give your weapons damage. Another way to get damage scaling on silver. So I'm seeing a lot of new ways for Vanessa to get that damage scaling problem solved, which is a big issue for the ammo builds. Maybe it's going to be easier to just stay in weapons all game, rather than having to pivot to keg. Static acceleration starts at silver. When you haste, your items gain crit chance. Steel Swarm starts at silver. Your weapons have damage for each weapon. Vanessa only. Huh. Pile of Smalls Vanessa. Is there any slow application left in the slow skill shop? There's the large item thing, right? When you lose a large item, apply slow. I don't think there's any easy slow generation. It's just like universally useful. Trader. Your items have extra value. So we are back to having loop in a skill. I was not expecting this to go full circle. Huh. Loop is now loop again, trader is now trader again. And you can get this from Property Baron, right? Toxin Injector now starts at silver. Yeah, this is just that again. Property Baron has big numbers instead of Combat Medic. Is this the crit chance one? Yes. That's... Wait, is that scary? Because Billboard changed. What did Billboard change to? Is it just making it so that he still has 25% crit? Yeah, he just has an extra shield item now. Billboard changed to be insane? I don't know if insane is the word I'd use. Oh, maybe this is faster than I think it is for the Property Baron fight. Because it does have double value. Hmm. Well, interesting. There is one other change. Maybe a couple extra changes that I might want to point out that weren't listed. Poppy Field got completely reworked. So instead of it being cooldown reduction, now it's just a weapon item. Your weapons have plus damage equal to the poison on your enemy. So yeah, that's a thing. Right, when you use a weapon poison. Oh, I didn't even see that part. Yeah, yeah. Poppy Field is the drill item. It's just a way to get damage on Vanessa. It's like a backup figurehead. If you have a poison enchant on your weapons, you just go crazy. Is there another thing? I think that might have been it. So any of these are just text changes. Yeah. Okay. Let's